So it seems the people of Scotland have made, let's be honest, the right decision, and they've stayed within the Union. Alex Salmond has, very strangely actually, done the decent thing and stood down. So I have to say credit to him for that. And also, it seems that, I hate to say it, but Alex Salmond may have achieved something unintended here, that whereby, yes, Scotland has got independence, and we all know that why that would be a really bad idea for everybody, but at the same time we may find that we get a lot more power now in England for English matters. The Scottish will get more power to deal with Scottish matters, so the Scottish ministers will no longer be able to vote on English matters that don't affect them. I guess the Welsh and the Northern Irish will get more power as well, so we'll get a bit more localism in politics, which I think is great. It'll encourage a bit more democracy. So kind of, well, thumbs up Alex Salmond for that, if it happens. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. But unfortunately, the SNP is still there, and more importantly, Kenny MacAskill's still there. Kenny MacAskill is the guy who brainchilded the Airgun Licensing legislation, which still hasn't gone through yet, because of course he's such an amateur, he can't actually write a piece of legislation that makes sense. But it's still on the cards, and it's still a worry. But interestingly, if you look at the article behind me, he's had to actually have a hugely embarrassing stand down, because although he wants to disarm the population, and he's made it clear that he certainly doesn't want people owning firearms like this, and in fact he wants shotguns to be counted the same as a 2.2 rimfire, amongst other things that he's going to go after. But he's the same guy who also wants every police officer in the land armed. Now it makes you wonder, given that he's supposedly removing all the firearms out of the population, what these policemen are going to need firearms for, especially as they've not really needed them up until now. But, you know, the Chief of Police has come out and said, look, this isn't, he didn't have a mandate for this, he didn't pass it through Parliament, it's ridiculous, they don't need it. They'd have police officers turning up at you know, domestic disputes and things armed when it was just really inappropriate. And of course it's changed, and he's had to he's had to sort of remove that regulation. But it is a bit of a worry when you think, I mean, I hate to use a cliche here, but, you know, isn't that something that somebody like Hitler would do? You know, disarm the population and then start arming all the police officers? I mean, the only reason he could possibly want to arm all these police officers is because he thinks that the people are going to revolt in some way, that he's going to start doing things which are really undemocratic and really bad and really unpopular, and the people are going to need to be sort of, you know, if needs be with lethal force, kind of, you know, quashed and made to do what he says. I mean, I know it sounds paranoid, but who behaves like that? I mean, it's bizarre. You know, this same guy is supposedly against firearms, but yet this is what he's done. So, you know, either way, have a look for yourself. You know, don't take my word for it. Look in the comments. In the description, I'll put the link to the story, and give me your feedback in the comments. I'm always interested to hear what you've got to say. You know, let's have a chat about it. I mean, I would say personally that it's high time that you guys got the SNP out of there, because they're out of control, frankly, and also they don't really know what they're doing. I mean, genuinely don't know what they're doing. They're amateurs. So let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe.